If you just got a new Mac, or maybe you're looking to bring your existing Mac to its fullest potential, you're in the right place. Welcome to iMac class. Toward the end of this video, you are going to be a Mac expert, okay? And your computer is going to be super cute. For this demonstration, we have the gorgeous space black MacBook Pro. So what I'm going to do is set up a new user, and we're going to go through every step of the way. Okay, we are in, so let's begin. Obviously, step number one was making your Mac account, but now we need to customize it. So we're gonna go into settings. And if you scroll down to users and groups, you can see all of the users for your Mac. I'm gonna go up to my account, which is iVaddy. And if you click the little icon next to our name, you can actually go and choose any icon you want. So you can choose an emoji, a monogram. You can go from the camera if you wanted to. Also, we could make a me-moji. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. From here, you can literally make an exact replica of you. I'm not gonna go too crazy because we would be here all day, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do the skin tone, cute little blush on the cheeks. Let's do a cute middle part. The eyebrows, obviously gonna be snatched. Of course, we want some long eyelashes. You can do lipstick, and we're gonna give them nice full lips. And they even have different outfits, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do a cute little sweater, and I'm gonna make it pink. And guys, you can even have boobs. You can have me emoji boobs. Is that gonna get demonetized? I don't know. And a snatched waist. Do you hear me, honey? And there's a ton of poses to choose from too. I like to do the duck lips. And then you can do the background. So obviously we're gonna do pink. There we go. Now we've got two Sophias. Now that our login is set, let's go ahead and start customizing. So we're gonna go into settings still. We're gonna go up to appearance. This is where most of your actual visual changes are gonna be for your Mac. So obviously you can choose between light mode, dark mode, and auto. I usually do auto. You can choose what kind of liquid glass you want. So if you want it more on the clear side or more tinted, I like the clear look. And then you can choose your themes. I guess for the sake of this video, we can do pink everything. So I'm gonna do pink and see how it changes all of the little toggles. You can see how it's changing as I choose what color, but we're gonna do pink. The text highlight color you can do too, and of course we're gonna do pink. And then you can edit your icons. So you have default, dark, clear, and then tinted. For now, we'll leave it pink for the icons, but we're gonna go back and actually adjust them to the wallpaper. So to do that, we're gonna go down to wallpaper. What I want to do is use my theme pack. So I'm gonna go to sagel.com. You can obviously use whatever wallpaper you want, but in the theme pack it has wallpapers, folder icons, widget covers, and we're gonna go all in. Okay, now we have that downloaded. To choose a custom wallpaper, I'm just gonna go into add photos and choose file. Then we can go into the theme pack, wallpapers, and then pick whatever wallpaper that we want. I'm gonna do this cherry blossom wallpaper. As you can see, it's super easy. Also from here, we can choose what screensaver we want to use. So if I go to screensaver, I can choose when it wants to start. I like to do an hour personally. Where it says use screensaver, you can do custom, and there's all these different options to choose from. My favorite, if you couldn't tell right now, is the pink iMac, so I'm gonna choose that one. So now going back to appearance, if we go to the icon color again, we can actually choose a custom color. What I like to do is use the color picker, and you can actually click on one of the colors from your wallpaper and it's gonna match it exactly, which is so satisfying. And then you can choose the tone. So I usually like to do kind of like a medium tone if I have a lighter color so that you can still see it. It is like already looking so much more cohesive. Another thing I like to do, going back to the screensaver, is I like to make the bottom right of my Mac start the screensaver. So basically there's something called hot corner. So if I type that in, there are hot corner shortcuts, and you can actually choose what shortcut is gonna happen when you drag your mouse to one of the corners of your screen. Right now it's set to quick note. This is like the Apple default. So if I go down like this, it's gonna want me to start a note, but I wanna change that. I'm gonna go ahead and do start screensaver. So now when I do that, if I drag my mouse all the way to the bottom right, it's gonna start the screensaver and I don't have to wait for it, which is awesome. There's all these other options too. I know a lot of people like to do mission control as a shortcut, or even apps. Say I set the top right to apps and I do done. If I go to the top right, you can see all my apps at a glance, which is so nice. Let's put some widgets on our desktop. If I right click on the desktop and then do edit widgets, there are all these different options. Before doing this, I would recommend downloading the apps that you want to have on your Mac. Like say you have Spotify or something like that, you will see that widget as an option, but for now we're just gonna do the basic Apple ones. As you can see right now, we already have the calendar, the weather, and then the photos. I'm gonna get rid of the photos, and I also want to adjust my location, so I'm actually gonna set it to Charlotte. Some popular widgets you can use are reminders. This is really nice to see all the things you need to do at a glance. So if I drag that, you can see the reminders here. Shortcuts is really nice. If I wanted to set up a shortcut, I can just go in. Say I wanted to open messages really quickly for some reason, I could just do that. And there you go. So now you can see on the side here, if I hit open app, it will open my messages in an instant. But I do have some custom widgets to show you guys. One of the biggest ones is widgetwall. Go ahead and download that. As you can see, it's added some widgets by default, but I'm gonna go ahead and kind of adjust these. Click on the widgetwall app, and here you have all these different options to choose from. If you just right click on the one that you want to change, you can either edit it or get rid of it. So I'm gonna delete these cats. We're gonna go into widgetwall and choose the one that we want to use. To do a photo, you can just go ahead and go down to photos. I'm gonna press the plus button and it's gonna go right onto the desktop. I'm gonna drag it where I want it to go. So I'm gonna put it right under the Apple apps. To edit the photo that shows, I'm gonna right click it and then do source, and you can do files. Go to browse, Blossom theme pack, widgets. So obviously again, you could do any photo you want, but I'm gonna choose one of these widgets. I think I'm gonna do the makeup and blossoms picture. As you can see, it shows right there on the desktop. And there's so many different other ones you can choose from. You can pay for this as well. I don't feel like doing that, but they have some really cool ones. Another one I recommend is called stickies. What this does is gives you a sticky note on your desktop. I'm gonna make it white to make it very clean looking, and you can type whatever you want. So something I like to do, for example, is May goals, because May is coming up. And then you can make a list. Launch new phone cases, grow my YouTube channel, take care of my son. That'll be on your desktop all the time, and I love it because it has all these reminders right there for you. Something else I think a lot of people already know about, but you might not know, is how to change your folder icons. First, what you want to do is open the picture that you want the folder icon to be. I'm gonna go into the theme pack, I'm gonna go to folder icons. There's all these different ones to choose from. I'm gonna use the heart, so I'm gonna open this up, then go to edit in the toolbar and hit copy. Then what you want to do is right click on the folder that you want to change, go to get info, click on the little folder icon right here, and just do Command V to paste the picture. As you can see, the folder icon is a cute little heart, which we love. I'm gonna do my screen recordings one too. I'm just gonna make it a different heart color. For the desktop itself, you can also edit the view of things. So if I right click on the desktop again, show view options, you can adjust the icon size so you can make them really big or really small. You can also do bigger or smaller grid spacing, and you can also change the text size too. So say I wanted it like really big, I could do that as well. You can also change the label position, and you can also choose how you want to sort everything. So say you wanted to sort by the date last added. If I go like that, the screen recordings goes to the top, which is my newest folder. I also like to do snap to grid because it keeps everything very clean. Sometimes it can get very cluttered and just icons all over the place. Another thing you can edit is your control center. If you go to the top and click on these little dots here, these are all your settings you can choose from, kind of like how you have on your iPhone if you have an iPhone too. So you can do edit controls, and they have a ton of options here. So say I wanted to do like quick note, you can add that to the control center. There's also an option to add it to the menu bar too, which is gonna go on the top. Just do add to menu bar and it'll go right to the top there. So that's also super useful. And you can also move these around and change the order of things. Within the control center, you're probably gonna see your focus modes. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do a custom focus. If you go to focus settings, you can do add focus, as you can see here. There's all these pre-built options for you, or you could do custom, and you can actually name your focus. For example, I'm gonna say my focus is Sophia focus. You can choose the color that you want, and then also the icon. Whatever icon you choose is gonna show on all of your Apple devices when you have it on. Say I did the heart and hit OK, and then I go and enable the the Sophia Focus. You will see a cute little heart up here. This is how I like to make a custom do not disturb. I basically block everything out except for the really important stuff. You can do allowed people, allowed apps. Say I only wanted to get messages and nothing else, I would choose that. And then there's also intelligent breakthrough too. This will give you notifications that Apple thinks is super important that you might miss, so I'm gonna turn that on too. Lastly, for customizations, you can also choose how to organize your files. I can actually go in and add tags to these if I wanted to. Say I did customize folder, I can do any color tag that I want. So say I went in and did purple, it's gonna tag it with the purple icon. And then you can also do an icon here too, or an emoji. So again, it's super in-depth. To edit the tags, just go up to Finder and do settings. You can go to tags and you have all of your tags here. So you don't actually have to use just the colors. You can remove all of them and add your own. Say I wanted to do like Sagel, I could do that and I could tag all of my Sagel documents with that, and it would be super easy to sort through. And you can even choose if it tints the folder or not. So say I didn't want that, I could just get rid of it. Now let's go through the best settings that I like to do on a new Mac. Obviously you want to go into settings first. We're going to start with the mouse or tracking speed. Depending on if you're on an iMac or a MacBook, this will be different, but it's basically going to control how fast your mouse moves on the screen. I find by default it is a little bit slow, and that does bother me. So if you go into tracking speed, if you're on an iMac, you should find this under mouse. Go to trackpad, and then as you can see, the tracking speed is on the slower side. I like to drag this up just a little bit, and you can kind of test like how fast you want it to go. This might be controversial, but I like to turn off auto brightness. If you go to displays and then display brightness, there is a setting where it says automatically adjust brightness. I just turn this off. Speaking of the display, if you feel like it's not zoomed in enough or it's too zoomed in, you can adjust that here. Say I felt like I needed more space on my desktop, I can choose this option and it makes it a bit wider. One thing we didn't talk about yet is the dock, so we're gonna go ahead and go to dock. There's all these different dock settings here. So one thing I like to do is turn on the magnification. I like to set it kind of to the middle, and as you can see now, it kind of does this cute little zoom as you scroll through all of your apps. You also want to get rid of all the ones you don't use and declutter it. I'm gonna right click on the mail, go to options, and you can do remove from dock. You can also just drag it off, and then when you see this remove above the icon, let go, and that'll do the job too. To resort them, you can just drag them. I like to put the calendar at the front for some reason. It just satisfies my brain. You can also adjust the size of the dock by going to this little line here and dragging up or down. I like to make mine a bit smaller. You can also hide it too. So say you just don't want it there at all, you can toggle this setting and it'll go away until you actually hover toward the bottom of the screen. But honestly, I like to have it on so I don't turn that on. And say I wanted to add something to the dock, I can easily add this screen recording folder by dragging it in and it'll go right there. You can also keep things in the dock. So say I wanted stickies here all the time, I would right click on this, go to options and do keep in dock, and now it'll stay in all of your main apps down there. This setting I discovered only a couple months ago and I love it, and I think it really transforms the way you use your computer. As you can see down here, if you scroll down, I like to turn Stage Manager on. It's gonna give you a little tutorial. It's kind of gonna look like an iPad. So when you have all of your windows open, they're gonna be to the left instead of just minimized into the dock. I'm gonna turn on Stage Manager, and now you can see everything just goes right into the side here, and it is super modern and futuristic. Honestly, this is one of my favorite Mac settings of all time. So say I want settings, I can just drag this back out and it's so intuitive. I just love Stage Manager so much. And say you still wanted to see the files on your desktop at all times, if you just check in Stage Manager here, you'll now see them even when the Stage Manager is running, if that makes sense. Another setting you want to turn on is optimize battery charging. This is going to make your battery health so much longer and make your Mac last you more years, so you definitely want to turn that on. And speaking of the mouse and trackpad, if you go into more gestures, you have all these different gestures that you can toggle on and use. I like to turn on app expose, so if you do swipe down with 3 fingers, you can swipe down and it'll open all of your windows at a glance, and then if you swipe back up, it'll just go back to normal view. I don't use these, but I'll still highlight them. You can also turn on tap to click, so if you don't want to actually have to press on the trackpad, you can turn that on. And you can also change the right click, because right now by default you just use 2 fingers to do right click, but you could do it where you just do click in the bottom right corner like a regular right click trackpad. There's a couple more settings that you might not know about that I think are amazing about using a Mac. Number 1 is universal clipboard. If you copy copy something from your Mac, you can paste it on your other Apple device. You can also have extra displays for more room. All you have to do is go into settings and go to displays, and if you go down to the plus button, you can add your iPad display as a second monitor, and it is really, really useful. I actually have a whole video on how I basically turned my iPad into a computer and used it as a monitor with my Mac, so if you want to check that, click here. You can also screen mirror your iPhone from your Mac. If you type in iPhone mirroring, you can actually basically summon your iPhone. It has to be locked to do this, but you can use it fully from your computer, which is so cool. This is something I wish I had when I was in college. Another thing you can do with that is if you go into your Photos app, you can actually drag and drop photos and videos from the iPhone screen mirror to your desktop and basically airdrop it so easily, and you don't even have to pick up your actual phone. Another thing a lot of people don't know is you have a ring light in the photo booth app. Click on this little camera at the top. You have all these different options. So you can do portrait, which kind of blurs the background behind you. You also have studio light, and it kind of gives like this different effect. You can also do edge light. So this is going to give you a ring light, and if you're in a dark room, this is going to be game changing. And you can even change the tone of it. So say you wanted it like more of a daylight and then super bright, it will do that for you. And there's also these different reactions you can do. So say I wanted to do like a little party, it'll do that, or a little firework. Isn't that fun? You also have different backgrounds. So say I didn't want people seeing what was behind me, do a little peach moment, you know, little purple. And you can even do, look, we're at Apple Park. Those were all of my Mac setup tips. I'm sure there are even more that I forgot to put on this list. And let me know if I did miss anything or there's something you want to put people onto. Leave it in the comments. We would love to hear it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you shop sagel.com. These cute little fruit, I love how I just whipped that out. These cute little fruit cases are coming out early May. We have banana, pitaya, aka dragon fruit, and this gorgeous strawberry. And every phone case comes with a matching free theme pack. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!